TMC's big claim coming against the BJP, saying that there has been violent attack on the party office, and TMC has been releasing certain videos of the attack where they claim that their party office has been vandalized in Murshidabad. TMC says that this is the true face of the BJP that has been exposed, and the BJP rather is known for vandalism and chaos. Now, as far as post-poll violence is concerned, it was something that was unfortunately witnessed back in 2021, where people also lost their lives. But this time, to contain post-poll violence and any such incidents, we are looking at heavy deployment of the security that will continue, in fact, despite after BJP's victory. But this is what the TMC has now been claiming, certain videos that they have been sharing to allege that it is BJP which is damaging and vandalizing their party offices. And the pictures that have been released on part of the TMC are coming in from Murshidabad. Let's connect with Rajesh on this. Rajesh, what is this video that the TMC now seems to be talking about? Their party office seems to have been vandalized. There are reports coming in saying that the BJP could possibly be behind it, because this is the allegation being leveled on part of the TMC. Rajesh, what is the TMC claiming?
Soon after the election result was declared yesterday, now TMC has started alleging that their party offices are being captured by Bharatiya Janata Party workers. We have received several reports of such kind of incidents across the state of West Bengal. Like we have seen TMC party office in Nondigram Block 1 was allegedly vandalized by the BJP workers, and several party offices in West Bardhaman district were set on fire yesterday at around 3 o'clock. Soon after the result was clear to the candidates in Paschim Bardhaman district, and it was being alleged that their party office in Jamuria, which is near Asansol, which also allegedly was set on fire by the BJP workers. So we are receiving several reports of such kind of incidents across the state of West Bengal, and now TMC is claiming that soon after the result was declared yesterday, BJP is overexcited and they are attacking the TMC leaders. Several TMC leaders were also allegedly attacked and assaulted by BJP workers soon after the result of West Bengal Assembly election yesterday. And a few of the TMC leaders are also admitted in hospital. We have seen one TMC leader from Canning. He is right now undergoing treatment in Kolkata's one of the government hospital after being allegedly attacked by the BJP workers last night. So we are receiving several reports of such kind of incidents since yesterday.
Absolutely. So there are reports coming in. Of course, remains to be seen if an investigation in such cases that are launched, because the TMC has now been claiming that this is the work of the BJP cadres after winning the election. Thank you, Rajesh, for that update. In the meantime, let's also talk about when it comes to the talking points, the seats that have now become as far as the key seats for 2026 elections in West Bengal. The talking point is, of course, when it comes to Bhabanipur, and we have seen the kind of fight and a close contest right from the time when postal ballots were open till the time that the EVM machines and their counting status was out. Lot of back and forth was happening as to who was leading first and then trailing later, and then trailing first and then leading later. So this seems to be on a margin of 15,000. We are looking at Mamata Banerjee losing. In Nandigram, again, Shivendu Adhikari has won the seat by a margin of 9,665 votes. Then let's talk about the other seats, and this is Kharagpur Sardar. We are looking at BJP's Dilip Ghosh, who has won the seat by a whopping 30,000 over that. That has been the victory margin so far. Then we are looking at Brahmapur, margin of 17,548, again being won by a BJP leader in this case, and defeating, when it comes to Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary of the Congress party, a very senior leader. Then in Bhangor, what are we looking at? The margin of over 30,000 votes. It is the AISF who has now won, Mohammad Nausad Siddiqui, who has now won the seat. And let's talk about one of the important seats there, because this has been the talking point. As far as Panihati is concerned, margin of over 28,000 votes is Ratna Devnath, the mother of the Archika rape victim, as we are talking about Abhaya in this case. And that has been the calling point when it comes to the BJP, because the Prime Minister Minister was there on the stage while the election campaign was taking place, and that seems to be one of the main notions that has been picked up by the people and Mahila voters, in fact. Then when we speak of Reginagar, we are looking at a margin of over 50,000. The AJUP candidate has now won, and that is Humayun Kabir in this case. Very interesting where, as far as when it comes to the developments that are concerned, of course, Humayun Kabir being one spot of the TMC. Then these seems to be as far as the headline maker seats are concerned. And we also talk about with the reactions that have been coming in, because the TMC has been crying foul. And significantly, this is a battle that the BJP leadership has planned well in advance, years in advance. Even at the start of April this year, BJP's chief poll strategist, that is the Home Minister, Amit Shah, made it clear that BJP's strategy was to take the fight straight into Mamata Banerjee's bastion and to defeat her on her home turf.
शुभेंदुदा हमारे नंदीग्राम से लड़ना चाहते थे। मैंने शुभेंदुदा को कहा था कि सिर्फ नंदीग्राम नहीं, ममता के घर में जाकर उसको हराना है।
So talking about another development which has happened in the state of Kerala now, because Bharat has now become left mukt, and this has become a reality. The ruling CPIM-led LDF government has been defeated by the Congress-led UDF after nearly a decade, marking a major change in Kerala's political landscape. The red bastion has been breached in several key constituencies, reflecting a visible as far as when it comes to the left traditional footprint is concerned, and that seems to be receding. Now, in terms of seat share, the shift is evident, where the left, which had secured a dominant position back in 2021, this time has witnessed a nosedive, a sharp decline, while the Congress has registered a substantial gains, emerging as the single largest force in the current outcome. Now, this seems to be the welcome, and that is now coming in from the Congress party leadership as well, because they have been going out to thank the voters and the people of Kerala. This has also added to a broader national trend where the left's political footprint, however, has been reduced over time. So with Kerala now remaining its large, major stronghold, and now also witnessing a major setback, let's exactly take a look as far as left's shrinking footprint in the country here is concerned, right from dominance to decline over the years. How are we looking at as far as the rise and the fall of the left? So CPIM ruled for 34 years, and that came in from West Bengal, because then it lost power to Mamata Banerjee, and the current status as far as there is only marginal presence of the left that we are looking at as far as in the state of West Bengal is concerned, even struggling when it comes to gaining one seat. Then in the meantime, let's talk about Tripura. Another, when we speak of the northeastern state, 25-year uninterrupted rule under Manik Sarkar, lost power in 2018, and now it has a very limited presence left in the state of Tripura. Then in the meantime, let's also talk about other states as well, because this is something in Bihar. The left survives in Bihar through CPI-ML liberation. The seats that fell from 2020 to 2025, the vote share has also gone down. The support base amongst the rural voters, the EBVCs, and also the Dalits, that also has been severely affected. And of course, when it comes to this historic mandate, that a national party like in BJP in Bihar had a significant outreach, especially when it comes to the rural areas as well. Then when we talk about, of course, the state of Tamil Nadu, it operates via the DMK-led alliance, and the DMK itself, which has now been reduced as far as its positioning is concerned. There is no independent influence left of the left in power, and that seems to be the biggest talking point, where the only state that the left was in power was in Kerala, and there it is the UDF which has now made a comeback after 10 years. So in the meantime, when we speak of the UDF now leading and in the Congress, which has now emerged as a party with the most number of seats, it seems to be certain that the next chief minister of Kerala will be from the Congress party. However, the key question remains, who will lead the state as the next chief minister? Let's take a look as far as the key contenders here are concerned, because there are many front runners, there are many leaders within the Congress in Kerala. V.D. Satishan, well, he was leading the opposition as far as in Pinarayi Vijayan government is concerned, and from the Congress party, he is one of the most senior and visible faces of the Congress-led campaign in the state of Kerala. One of the strongmost contenders as well and a preferred CM choice in multiple exit polls. Then there are other leaders as well. Ramesh Chennithala, he himself is a veteran challenger and he has also been playing the role of Congress party as far as in other states are concerned, where Congress wanted to have a strong presence as far as an election campaign is concerned. There is also a strong grassroots presence with decades of experience, of course, that is now coming across when it comes to an organizational influence within the party. He is also a probable CM face. Then in the meantime, let's take a look at KC Venugopal. Well, of course, this is where the high command factor now comes in. He's often seen next with Rahul Gandhi in Parliament and senior Congress leader, strong proximity when it comes to the central leadership in Delhi, making when it comes to key decisions, influence that he may have when it comes to the CM selection. And he's also viewed as a strategic wildcard in that final call. So that remains to be seen, because as far as the Congress party in Kerala is concerned, it has multiple front runners. Let's connect with Arpita on this. Arpita, good morning. Of course, when it comes to the numbers, well, that has gone in the favor of UDF, but that seems to be the ground situation. Because as far as the political parties are concerned, they were strongly divided either between UDF or LDF. And with the UDF now making a comeback, what are we now looking at? What could be the next chief minister?
Good morning, Amita. Well, rightly said, even the exit polls were giving only a very slight edge to UDF. The numbers were shown between 70 to 80, but one leader who was confident since day one that they will win more than 100 seats was V.D. Satheeshan, who also led the campaign for UDF since day one. He had held multiple Padyatras and Navayug Yatras and all of that, which for him, he said that he is confident that Team UDF will win more than 100 seats. And yesterday when we spoke to V.D. Satheeshan, he said that it was not my overconfidence. I could see what the people wanted. They were really done with the left government that was ruling the state for last 10 years. And that is why I said we will get more than 100 seats. But now the question comes, who will be the chief minister? When we asked all the top Congress leaders about the same question, all of them maintain the same answer, that it is the High Command who will take this decision. The High Command will also...
That we are hearing for the first time, that the final decision rests with the High Command. And this is coming in from other states as well, where Congress party has been leading. Thank you very much, Arpita. Appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast. Well, that seems to be the main talking points as far as election results are concerned. Of course, this is Times Now, which is India's election news headquarters. What happens next? We'll be also keeping you updated on that front. Back after a short break.